Hi friends, Miss Manning here. I'm super excited because today we get to start talking about Women's History Month for our Social Studies unit. Now, Women's History Month takes place every March, and during this month, we highlight and celebrate all of the amazing women that have contributed to our world. So today, friends, we're going to learn about one of my personal heroes named Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall was born on April 3rd, 1934, and she is still alive today. So getting started, we will be taking a peek at this book called I Am Jane Goodall. Now, this is a rather long book, so I will read half of it during this session and the second half next session. Let's get started. I Am Jane Goodall, written by Brad Meltzer and illustrated by Christopher Elopoulos. I am Jane Goodall. On my first birthday, my father bought me a cuddly toy chimpanzee named Jubilee. Jubilee, meet Jane. I loved Jubilee. I mean it. Loved. I used to carry Jubilee with me everywhere. As I got older, when I'd line up all my toys and play teacher, Jubilee was the one who had his own chair. Okay, class, now who knows what rabbits like to eat? Yes, Jubilee. Correct as always. I didn't just love my toy chimpanzee though. I loved all animals, even the earthworms I found in the garden. Did you bring that earthworms inside the house? Don't worry, Mom. They're safe as can be. Right under my pillow. My mom told me the worms would be safer in the garden, so we took them outside and buried them back in their home. At 5 years old, I was curious to learn how chickens lay eggs, so I crawled into my grandmother's hen house to watch. At first, all the hens were scared of me. Then I decided to crouch in the corner. If I had moved, the hens would have run away. I was patient though. Finally, after all the hours of waiting, I saw what I was looking for. The hen gave a little wiggle and plop, there was an egg. It was my first research project. Where were you? You've been missing for so long. We sent out a search party. You'll never believe where eggs come from. In addition to animals, I also love nature. I named the chess tree Nookie and the beech tree Beech. Beech was my favorite. Thank you, Beech, for letting me read up here. Oh, that was another thing I loved. Reading. Back then, my family didn't have a lot of money to get books. We went to the library. When I was 7 years old, I got a book that would change my life. It was called The Story of Dr. Dolittle. I read it once, then again, then read it a third time before it had to go back to the library. It was about a man who could talk to animals. Excuse me. In the book, there's a parrot who says if you want to learn how animals talk, you need the power of observation. But what I remembered most is the part where Dr. Dolittle and his animal friends were being chased and they come to a cliff. How are they ever going to get across? Right there, the monkeys joined hands and feet. They became a bridge. Isn't that beautiful? We can accomplish anything by working together. A bridge! Quick, make a bridge! After reading that book, I vowed that I would go to Africa and live among the animals. By the time I was 12, I had my own nature group, the Alligator Club. My friends and I raised money to help old horses. We took nature walks and wrote down what we saw, or at least I did. And if you wanted to have a high rank in the club, ... you have to be able to recognize 10 dogs, 10 birds, 10 trees, and 5 butterflies or moths. How about I go first? Something tells me she's going to make them all perfectly. Each of us even had our own animal name. Jane was the Red Admiral, named after a beautiful butterfly. Was I the best student? Not really. On school days, it was hard for me to wake up. I didn't like being indoors. But if we were outside or there were animals around, that's when I got excited. Guess how many pets I had? There was a lizard with no legs named Ivor. There was a guinea pig named Gandhi and Jimmy, racing snails with painted numbers on them, Pickles the cat, Hamlet the hamster, and Peter the canary. And that didn't include the dogs I looked after, like my favorite, Rusty, who liked wearing pajamas. Woof! That means he likes pajamas. I wanted a job where I could learn more about animals. But back then, if you were a girl, people didn't think you could become a scientist. They expected girls to become nurses, secretaries, or teachers. I wanted to go to Africa. I wanted to study animals. Luckily, my mom always told me, if you really want something, work hard for it. If you don't give up, you'll find a way. And that, friends, is where we're going to pause for today. So I hope that you learned something new about Jane Goodall as a child. You might have made some connections on things that you have in common with Jane. Maybe you also really enjoy nature or animals. So next time we'll figure out what happens with Jane after. Thanks, friends. Talk to you soon. Bye.